You're in here. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, Bobby B stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up.
To the Ultimate DJ Music Review and More Talk Show. I am your host, Miss Tash-Be. That is not Michelle in that picture. That is not Michelle. I was waiting for her to send forth her information for us to do the interview today. This is Michelle Wilfong. It's my resident ghost lady. You always see us talking online, so we had decided to do an interview today. Last week I told you that I didn't hear from her yet, and I was going to try and track her down, and I did track her down, but I was unable to get her information and stuff to really properly introduce her. So I think I'm going to postpone that for a time until she's ready. I don't like to ask people more than twice to do something. When you ask more than twice is so anyway, the little lady on my screen is the ghost that I'm always telling y'all about that's in my dang on kitchen. This is what she looks like. I'm sorry, guys. I was almost asleep. This is what she looks like in my reality when she appeared to me in a dream. And because I'm able to draw, I'm always able to put together something really quick off the memory. And when I woke up, this is what I remembered her looking like. So, and this is what she showed me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but she showed me there's two kids playing. There's a man swinging on a tree in the background back there. And then there's two little kids playing, one swinging next to the body that's hanging. And then there's another one playing with like a hoop stick thing. Like you roll a hoop with the stick. Pardon me, y'all. I'm not gonna stay long. You don't have to. I'm yawning anyway, but I'm not gonna stay long. I did want to show up, and I did want to show you guys what was revealed to me in the building that I live in. She was showing me what took place in this building, and as you can see, she has her little duster in her hand and stuff, and all the little bows and stuff, on the curtains. And so I'm assuming that she was a housekeeper, and because of the collar of her shirt, it lets me know that it's old because I looked at, at the buttons and the different things, but really the little kids playing next to the body, and then her eyes were really something. Like her eyes were really deep and her lips were kind of clenched real tight, and showing me what took place around her, that this was her husband. And this is why she stays in my house, because she used to live here, or she lives here for some odd reason. And hey, cat girl, how'd it do? You see my ghost lady over here, cat? This is the lady that I'm always talking about that's in my kitchen bothering me. I'm supposed to have an interview with the other ghost lady, Miss Michelle Wilfong today. But I don't think she's ready to really expose that and what's going on in her house just yet. She's doing it slowly but surely. Yeah, see this little lady cat? Look at her. See her? She was a pretty lady. Like when she introduced herself, she was a pretty little lady, wasn't that? As you can see, she keep herself up, got a nice little bow on her hair, and her hair is nice and tidy, and she must be Creole of some sort. But yeah, I did want to actually because I'm always talking about her. Like I'm always telling people about the lady that's in my kitchen. She don't like me to be in the kitchen too long, so I go in there and I set up food and stuff. If I'm in there too long, she'll literally make me sick. Like she'll drain every piece of energy out of my body so that I cannot stay in there that long. That's her area, and she has let me know that that is her area. I wish that I could share a lot of stuff with you guys that has taken place since I've been here, like the Pulse nightclub unaliving, and I was down there and got like alarmed about being down there. And so me and my niece and a two friends of mine from home, we were all down there at a concert and stuff, but I had like this kept feeling this funny feeling going up my spine and up the back of my neck. It's like somebody kept touching me and somebody kept touching me. And so I kept telling my niece, we got to leave from down here. And I kept telling my friend, it's time for us to go. And they was looking at me laughing because they thought, we was out there doing all kind of stuff. And they thought I was joking, and I kept pressing them. It's time for us to go. We got to leave. We got to leave. And not even after I made us go home, um, the Pulse nightclub thing happened. But what happened before that was Christina Grimmie got hit that night and somebody else, and then Pulse nightclub. And where Christina Grimmie was at, that's exactly where me and my niece got off the first time I felt that feeling. I kept saying to her, something's going to happen tonight. I don't know something's going to happen. I could just feel it. She said, how you know? I said, because you can't feel that. It's in the air. Like you can't feel it. And then I looked around and they were having like a rum fest and people are like drunk all over the place. I was like, we not staying down here that long. And so later on that night, the Pulse nightclub thing happening. It was in the air, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. I've seen shadow figures in my house ever since I was a kid. Oh man, cat, I draw them all the time. Like I draw them and just show people. There used to be a man that was in my closet when I was younger. Not even, I was grown too, because my son was like 13 at the time. So, but I kept telling the people, y'all don't see the man in the closet. And so it's like I drew her. And you come to find out, when I showed one of our little ladies that used to live across the street, she was like my stepsister's grandmother. And I showed her the picture. She said, that's my husband. What are you doing in your house? I said, I don't know what your husband doing in my house. He said, that's my husband. What are you doing in your house? I don't know. You got to say something. But everybody thought I was crazy until just recently when my brother actually started seeing those same visions in the corner of his houses and standing next to his clothes and doing stuff. He started sending stuff to me like, you see that? And all I can do is laugh at him right now because I used to be telling him this crazy stuff when we was younger and nobody believes me. And now that they see it themselves, it's hilarious to me. What it say? You get a feeling, and that's the spirit saying, "Hey, either something bad about to happen, or someone in your family that passed away is still." Yeah, absolutely. My nephew touched me on my leg one day down here. It's almost like I seen him sitting on the edge of the bed when I walked through my bedroom door one day. It's like he was sitting down watching TV on the edge of my bed. And then when I sat down, the funny part about it, Cat, is when I sat down, like I was scared when I first seen him. Like you see something and it's scary, like it's there, but it ain't there. Like it scared the shit out of me. But then I like calmed my mind down, like, okay, you tripping. And so I sat down on the edge of the bed, and when I did, somebody put their hand on my leg. I jumped about 5 feet in the air. Oh my God. Like, please stop doing this to me. Like, I'm too old. I mean, to caught a heart attack. Like, please stop doing this to me. But it was so funny to hear my brother call up, like, man, did you? I said, can you see that? This is it's a ghost on this. I was crying, laughing on the other side of the phone. Like, I told this dude this way back when. For me, I always say that the one shadow figure I saw was my pawpaw, because he would just poke his head in my room and I felt safe. Oh, my dad stay over there with my grandson. My stepfather, my dad that raised me, he stays over with my grandson. And he always tells me, Pop's scary sometimes. He's always looking down at me from the ceiling. And it's kind of creepy sometimes. But Pop told me to tell you hi, Mom, ma'am. My grandson will always let me know. And then his grandmother visit him sometime, and he'll always come back and let me know. My grandmother told me to tell you hi, ma'am. Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't know my mom, my biological father's family. My grandmother passed away um before I was born, like a couple months before I was born. So I never got a chance to meet my grandmother on my dad's side. And my stepfather, his same thing, you know. So we didn't get a chance to have that little, you know. My only grandmother was in California, so I was raised over here on the East Coast, and she was on the West Coast. So I didn't really see her that much after 5. Yeah, but she was spiritual like that too. When I did go to visit her, and it's funny, like most people don't believe it, but me and her was sitting on the porch one night, and a UFO went by. We was like out there watching, and we seen a UFO. You can come up, Cat. I'll drop a link. You can definitely come up. Let me find a link for you. Let me let me see if I can't drop a link for you, Ladybug. Where? I'm old now. Now I do this right. Here. There you go. I think it's up there. Yeah, I think it's up there. So if you jump on the link, it'll bring you to the studio, Cat, if you want to come in. But yeah, it's been a really real weird ride all my life, man. So they attribute having gifts and visions like that to mental illness. I just want people to know that, so that you don't run out thinking that You just seeing stuff. I actually really do see these things, and it's a process for me, and it's very hard to tell people that I see spirits move around me, and I see things, coming and going. It's been very hard. Connect your mic, cat. Make sure that your mics and stuff are connected. It won't it's saying device is not connected. You gotta allow your mic and speaker. But yeah, they actually when you're gifted like that to be able to see into the next realm, they don't consider that a sane reaction. They don't look at it as being sane. They'll literally label you mentally ill. And so being underneath this strain all these years of, and I've been like that since little. It's not cat, come back in the studio and let your mic loose your mic because it's saying it's not connected. But yeah, it's been a wild ride over the years. Even now, even talking to Les J last week, I was unable to really tell Les J the stuff that I wanted to tell him, even though, we could have got a lot deeper, but he knows from just the little stuff that I told him, that, what it is really. Okay, okay, come back into the studio. Yeah, so but just being able to talk to certain people about the spirit of God, and like I remember when I first started going through this stuff, I was really, really young. And I used to tell everybody, like the one who listened to me the most was my stepfather. And the reason why he believed what I was saying to him is because he's seen the same things when he would be high. Like, they shot dope and stuff. So when he would be on dope, which he wasn't really on dope. He wasn't like a get high type of guy. He just got high. That was like I'm a part of the crowd convenience high, I believe, for him, because like he just quit cold turkey, and he had my mom quit cold turkey the same way. It's still saying the same thing. It says they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. You got to connect your mic. Give your mic permission. I'm writing it, cat. I'm coming. Give your mic permission up in the corner of your browser. Why is this thing going like 19 times? I love this broadcast. It's something going on with this broadcast every week, and I love it. I don't even mind no more. Um, okay, add to the stage. There you go. Hey.
Did I fix it?
Yep, you fixed it. Can you hear me?
Yay! I did good.
Welcome, Cajun Cat, to the stage.
Hi.
Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to my show. Now, what you want to share about the ghosts in your backyard? What's going on with you?
Well, ever since like I was a kid, like I said, like I've always just seen shadows. And as I got older, I'm like, okay, I know these fools ain't finna touch me or hurt me. Cause for one, if they try, my grandpa gonna hit them. He might be a ghost, but he gonna smack somebody.
That's true. You know, the funny part about that conversation is, like, maybe about a year ago, I used to wear these charms on my neck, like the crystals, and I had these 3 different crystals. I'm not going to tell anybody, the 3 crystals, because it was a real bad experience, but it was a good experience, but it was a bad experience. So I don't want anybody else to go through that. But I had these 3 specific crystals on my neck. And every time I went to sleep, I would drift into a world of something that I'd never seen before in my life.
Yeah.
So, like, I had this weird dream one night, and it was like I was in Mad Max of Thunderdome. It's almost like I had stepped into an area of hell, and there was like all these different dressed people, and they looked so crazy. And the man inside, like it was like a gated little area, and they were all biker dressed, and like half alive and half unalived. Basically, they were like alive Walking Dead, But so as I go into this gate and up this gate, it's like wrapped in barbed wire and all this stuff, like that real rad Mad Max type of thing. And the man that was in the bed upstairs told me he was my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And either he said uncle or grand uncle, but it was like grand something. And then he told me his birthday, and I literally went into my genealogy, and there's 2 different people with that birthday that he gave me.
Oh, damn.
I was trying to figure out, well, which one are you? Are you this guy or are you this guy?
Yeah.
But he had vowed to protect me. Like, he had told me to go walk your walk, and I'm going to keep these people right here following you away from you. And he showed me the people following me, and he got really angry, and he stood up against the doorway, and he looked at him real mean, and he said, "This one just won't quit." Yeah, I took the necklaces off. I no longer wear them. Like, it was taking me to a realm that I didn't want to be in. I was like, oh man, I can't imagine what tarot card readers go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I actually have tarot cards.
Do you use them?
I am still trying to learn them. Because I'm still like reading the book. I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I'm reading the cards right and not fuck anything up. And I'm like, I ain't fucking this shit up. And then somebody come back and say, you were wrong. Well, I'm learning. How would you?
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't even imagine the spell over the cards when you start to really get into them,
Yeah.
I because I like had a Ouija board when I was little. Like, I was like 12, and they were doing the Ouija board thing. I played with it like one time, and the one time that it moved on its own, I never touched it again.
Oh, my ass ain't never touched a Ouija board.
They was like, that stuff don't work, and people just out like they not making that up. That's not made up.
No.
Because I had one when I was like 12. I'm telling you, the first time it moved, I never touched it again. I never touched the board again. I never played with it again. I never touched it again, ever. And then when I seen, like other people playing with them, I was like, oh no, don't play with that. Like, that's not something to play with, and I never, people bought them when I was like a kid for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I couldn't imagine getting that for like a Christmas gift. I really couldn't.
I did. I got Ouija board for Christmas, for real. And the first time it moved on its own, I never touched it again, ever. But then that's coming off of having those those type of visions anyway. You know, like you sort of get alert to certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And certain things you learn not to play with. You know, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they start playing with stuff and they get a little deeper into it. But because I have been having those type of visions since little and seeing stuff since little, I learned not to play with certain stuff. Like, you know, like my all caution would be on me, you know? Like you were saying earlier in one of your statements about, you know, knowing but not messing with it, you know?
Yeah.
I can't I'm afraid of that stuff, Kat. I can't lie. I don't some people for the senses and the knowledge that I have been given, I would be called a medicine woman if I was in my rightful tribe, or I would be called a shaman in my rightful tribe. You understand? But in this type of society, they don't see people like me as that. They'll say that Sloan Bellow, we believe her, but we can't believe you, if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
Like she'll tell you the same things I'm telling you, and they'll say, we believe her, but you might be a little mental. And then something happens. Like I remember going to counseling for it. It got so strong. I mean, I was explaining it to Les J last week about how I came out of my baptism and it just got stronger. It didn't ease up. It just got stronger and stronger. And so when I'm around people, like my brothers and them always used to think I would be spazzing out on people for no reason. But it's like I could see their spirit move. And when they spirit move, I will jump back like, y'all see that? And they're looking at me like, what you talking about? I'm like, and then I'll look at the person because the person know that I seen them. And then we automatically become like rival enemies right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right, Kat? We just start doing head-to-head combat right there on the spot. And nobody is understanding except me and the person that's about to do something.
Mm-hmm.
They can't figure out, like, why are you fighting with this person? And I you know, try and explain to them, they made a move. Like, y'all didn't see him make a move?
Yeah. And a lot of people, and like one of my family members, she does Reiki sessions. And when my grandmother was passing, she had said like she could see my grandmother underneath a tree playing with little kids. Because after my mom was born, my grandmother had a miscarriage twice. So instantly she knew that was like family. And it's like my mom was watching my grandmother while my cousin was doing that Reiki session. And she could just see that it's like something so dark and heavy was just lifted the fuck off of her. I'm like, that's the fucking shadow man she been talking to that's a physical therapist that ain't there.
Yeah. And people don't even believe that this stuff is real, Kat.
I have to believe that's real. Otherwise, my tiny ass as a kid would not be like, I see Grandpa. I don't know what he looked like. I only have pictures. But to see his shadow and just feel that warmth and that accepting is so much different. Because I've gone to abandoned places and I've instantly just felt negative energy. And as soon as I got out, my body just wanted to keep going back. Like, go back. I'm like, I ain't going in there no more.
In the abandoned places? You said in abandoned places?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where the dark spirits lurk.
I
Like
saw.
dark spirits can be in the light where there's
Yeah,
light. They have to lurk in darkness. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
you're fine. I was sitting the taking a hit from my vape.
That's okay. Take a hit. Don't make me. You make me wanna. Y'all know I'm always screaming, puff, puff, give.
I would, but it's like at that place, I felt both negative, but also positive. Like I could feel like little kids pulling me to go play. I'm like, and I was with my two old friends that I had, and I was like telling my friends like, if y'all see me starting to walk off, come get me out, because either something's drawing me in that's good or something bad. And we're right by a cemetery too, so I had family members buried right there, so I knew they weren't gonna let shit happen to me. They would have to deal with my grandma, and that's a big no no. And she at that time she wasn't dead, but I know she would be like, "Ain't nobody touching my granddaughter.
Yeah,
Fuck you! I'm gonna throw a cane at you."
yeah. I only had one experience at the graveyard because I never like going in the graveyard, and I still don't walk through the graveyard. But my brothers and them, they would hang out. Like we had this graveyard like maybe like a block up across the street. Like across Broadway and like a block over. There would be
Yeah,
like this graveyard back in the back there. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
we go through the hole in the gate to get in there, but I never would go in there. But this one night, I agreed to go in the graveyard with my brother and them to hang out. And I'm telling you, he was in front of me, Kat, and I was talking to him. He was in front of me. Then all of a sudden, he was behind me, and then back in front of me, like within a half a second. I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" He was in front of me talking to me. And then all of a sudden he was right behind me, standing right behind me. And then when I turned to say something to him behind me, he was in front of me again.
yeah.
I've never been back in the graveyard since. I've never been back.
Now, see me, I was the complete opposite. My mom, so in the little area that I live, we have a church and we have a graveyard, obviously. Um, a lot of my family members and family friends were buried back there. So whenever she would go play cards by the lady that lived next to the graveyard, I would be like, I'm going to say hi to Papa. Because I always knew who he was. And like I said, I never knew him, but I knew his name. His name was Jean Hebert, but we just called him Lona, which is French for something I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I would just go and I would sit there and just talk to him and say, I wish you were here. I wish I could hear stories from you. And then after a while, I would just go skip my way over to my aunt and my uncle, and then go see other family friends that my mom knew that I didn't know, but I knew their name. I'd go, hi, thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but as a kid, the graveyard to me always just felt so calm. Until you had to go put somebody in, and then I'm like, nope, I ain't going.
Yeah, I don't like graveyards, and I don't like funerals. Like with funerals, for some reason, my the dead have an attraction for me.
Yeah.
And because they have an attraction for me like that, when it's time for them to go, they like attempt to take me with them.
Yeah.
Like they'll be attached to my spirit to where it's like it'll drain me. So I try not to go. Like one of my best friends passed away like maybe 2 years ago. And me and another friend who have been, best of friends since 7, she kept saying to me, Tosh, listen to me, don't look at her body. She was like, I know you gotta go to be there for the kids, but just do me a favor and don't look at the body. She was like, I got a bad feeling.
Yeah.
She was like, please don't look at the body. Just do me that favor. And like she kept pleading with me about it, And I know that she's also the same as us, like she has the same ability to see outside of the body, and but she doesn't deal with it in the same way that I would, or maybe that somebody like you would. She's like, she'll get scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then her scary, she's a Leo, so her scary will turn into fight mode, and she'll turn into, wanting to scratch you and stuff if you don't listen. So,
that sounds like me, and I'm a Pisces. But
yes,
that's only if you wake me up on a Monday morning.
I'm telling you, you be like, oh my God. But she was right. When I went to the funeral, it was like such a heavy, deep feeling. And I never went up to go. And the funny part is that the night before I was going, before she had this vision, the night before I was going to go check on the body because I'm the one that had called it in, to the director, like, can you please, I need your help with this. And I was going to tell him, thank you.
Yeah.
And to go make sure that everything was straight. But by the time I got there, the funeral home was closed. You see what I'm saying? You see how it was evaded? Like
that was your friend saying, nope, take your ass back home.
Around. And so the following day, it was a real heavy feeling, and I didn't look at her body. I didn't, everybody was like, she looks so beautiful and everything. I was like, okay, that's good. Because that's what I was worried about, to make sure she was all right,
Yeah.
But as long as y'all say she looked good, I'm going to take your word for it. I never looked at the body, not one time.
The only funerals that I've gone to is if they're cremated. Because my thing for it is I don't want to see them in that box. I'm going to call it like it is. That's a box. This what the hell it is.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive box. Too fucking expensive.
Yeah, right? $6,000 for a box.
As a kid, I already told my parents what I want when I'm dead. Put me in a damn shoebox. Burn me and put me in a shoebox and bring me home. There you go. Cheap. I don't care what you do after. Just put me in a damn shoebox. I'm happy.
Yeah. I think I'm Snow White, cat. You don't know. I done asked for excuse me, I done asked for some see-through stuff and some polyurethane up there with my face on it and my body, and a clear thing with a white robe.
Looking like Mother Mary up in there. Just
I tell you, you just think she a Snow White girl married me like Snow White. I don't want to be in a car. Put me in a carriage with a horse and take me. Like, you a trip. I got it all set up with the funeral director and everything. Listen, this is what I want. And like, oh my God, you are crazy. And do not let nobody get up there and talk about me who don't know me. Don't let them say a word. Because they're going to get up there and test the lion.
Oh, my mom's going to, I don't know, my mama's going to be like, if you did not respect my daughter, get the fuck out now.
Mm-hmm.
The church is going to be like, man, we don't allow cursing. Bullshit, we going to cuss today.
I done gave all kind of permission to my people. I done gave all type of permission. Listen, if somebody don't let them get up, they like, you is funny as hell. But yeah, Kat, so the worst part about having these senses and being in the emotion of it, I'm gonna tell you something that what really made me snatch my my charms off, right, is because and it just happened. It just recently happened. And what happened is that what the last time I wore my charms, let me get out of here because it's kind of echoing in here. Let me hold on 1 minute. Let me go in this way. Doesn't echo as much in here. Okay. Yeah, so the charms, like I said, would take me into the next realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got off in some place that looked like it might have been one of the neighboring areas from where I'm from. And it was like a little park, and I had got off and on a train. And I got off the train because it was a party going on. I seen the party. I was like, okay, well, this is my stop, right? Well, let me get off. And I started following the people up the hill. Like they were, they had these drums and stuff, and these windbags and horns and stuff, and they were partying going up the hill. So I got off and followed the party up the hill. And when I got to the top of the park area, my foster sister called me out of nowhere, like, Tosh. And I looked up and I was like, Tanya. She said, what you doing here? I said, I was following the people. And then when I said I was following the people turned around and they was half alive. Some of them wasn't alive. Some of them was like, and it scared me. I was like, what? She said, girl, get over here. What is you doing over there? And so I went over by her place, and a little Victorian like it looked like a little Victorian house. And it was like on the other side of the park, on the other end from where I got off at. It was on that end. So I walked over from the far top corner over to her house, which would have been 2 corners over. And I walked in, and she was, she showed me her house and everything, let me know what was going on and everything. She's like, girl, ain't no train coming back until the morning. You got to come in here until the morning time. So what is you doing over there? And, we talked for a little while and stuff. And then I fell asleep. And then when the train came, I went and caught the train. She was telling me the train to be here like 5 o'clock in the morning. So me and her stopped talking maybe about like 12 or something that night. So when the train came, I was right by the door to go out. I was on the couch that was by the door to go out. And the train came. And so I just went and got back on it, no thoughts or nothing. Now she passes away just maybe a couple of months ago. And I told my niece, I believe your mom saved my life. I think that I stepped off into a corridor and I was following some half dead people. And I told her everything about what I seen with her mom. And do you know that I had described her mom's house and where she lived to a T? And my niece told me that there used to be a train that went down there, but they had discontinued the train. And that train only came like twice a day, and 5 o'clock in the morning was one of the times that it came. And that's what made me take the charms off for good.
For me, the only thing that I have that's what I call a charm is a amethyst crystal. For one, I got it because it's purple, and I love purple. For two, I've always just been drawn to like crystals.
Yeah.
Same with like tarot cards. I've always just been drawn to it. I've been drawn to like the Wiccan kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're a natural witch. Yeah.
It's like it's I don't know why, but as a kid, it always just brought peace. And I grew up in a Catholic house. I still live in a Catholic house. We just don't go to church.
Yeah.
And I'm an atheist now because once I lost my uncle that was kind of like my grandpa for me, my mom's dad, that's when I was like, all right, I'm done with this crap. Nope. Because I'm like, I don't think a God would punish his kids for this many fucking years. All because two jackasses decided to eat a damn fruit. I don't think that would be possible, but ta-da. But
you know, the funny part about that, cat, is that was a choice made. That wasn't a punishment. That was an offer given. Okay, if you do this, this gonna be what happened.
Yeah.
And they took the offer. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we can't even get mad. You know what I mean? Because they took the offer. Like, how can you get mad at God for somebody else doing something that they wasn't supposed to do for real? You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't God. He said, listen, if you do this right here, this is going to be what happened, and you shall surely die. And they took the offer. And imagine you being a person that's a person of your word, and then try having to go back on your word because somebody else ain't followed their word. That's crazy. I shouldn't have to go back on my word because so-and-so ain't do right. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's compromise.
Yeah.
And you compromising me over something that you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not God. That's us. And we just sometimes refuse to take the consequences of what we be doing. You know what I mean?
That sounds like the world now.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. It's really bad out there. And people have no idea. And the funny part about it is that I seen all this stuff, like when the COVID hit. If I show you the picture, just like I have this little lady up here, I have a whole thing where it was like a lot of people. It just came to me one day and it was like a lot of people in line, and they all had different names written on them. And they were like, I was like, what is that? Like, I woke up and I drew the set, like, what is that? And my niece used to always laugh at me, like, why are you always, she's like, you always draw these different weird things. Like, even if I show you my garbage can in my kitchen, I had seen the post thing. I started creating the garbage can because I always like make these designer garbage cans where I hand, print and hand draw all these different things onto them. So I was making one for my kitchen because I just moved here. So, but it's like I seen it. I seen the post thing before it happened. And then when I got off the bus that day, I seen it again. Like I knew it. Once I seen it, I knew it. I was like, oh man, this is it right here. And then when I looked over at my niece, I was like, we can't stay down here long. She's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I seen it, cat, for real. And I seen the COVID 19. I seen it. Like, I seen all the people gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. It was like a lot of people. You know what I mean? Just gone. And I was like, oh my God. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Oh no, you're fine. I've just been listening.
Yeah, so it's been like really a real strange thing. So when I saw Michelle, who is my resident ghost lady, I don't know if you ever looked at her channel. She has like all these ghosts flying around her house and stuffy knocking over stuff in her house. So that's
she got one that still socks.
Yours still socks?
I think so, because I can never find mine.
You know the dryer punk ass steals socks too. I don't know if you know that.
True.
The dryer got a spirit inside it too. It'll steal a sock too, a sucker.
Why do I just imagine a washer's just a old rich guy that's pissed off, so he's stuck as a goddamn washer and a dryer, just like this some bullshit.
That's what it is. The washer ain't no rich white man that like to lick on bird. Just stick your drawers in there and let them go to work. God forgive me, this is not that kind of show. But anyway, yeah, so Michelle, she has all these different ghosts flying around her house. I don't know if you have to check out her channel. Um, she decided to just put cameras up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess to quell that sensation of mental illness. Because you know, when you tell people you see this kind of stuff, they call you mentally ill. You got to be mentally ill. So I guess to quell that mental illness that they would have given her, she put some cameras up so that she can see all the ghosts flying around her house. And oh man, it's amazing. They're knocking over stuff and doing stuff in her house. And I'm looking. And so that's how we wind up getting connected, because I was saying to her, you know, it's a lady in my damn house too. She aggravating as hell. It's like living with a boyfriend.
Oh God.
I'm serious. She's annoying as hell. If I leave the kitchen messed up too long, she in there dropping stuff and stuff is flying. Or if I'm in the kitchen and she don't want me in there at the time that I'm in there, she'll knock something out of my hand. Stuff will just start tumbling, and like the knife almost hit my toe one morning.
Oh hell.
Yeah, like she'll knock stuff out my hand, and you know, the food will, you know, it'll almost attempt to spill, or like I'll make something and then it'll slide off. I'm looking at her like, now how that happened? You know, like the kitchen is her area basically, and she tries to enforce the fact that the kitchen is definitely her area. So when I'm in there, I can only stay in there for a little while before I get really, really ill.
Yeah.
Like spinning around dizzy, passing out ill.
I have not had that. And I'm like, okay. But I know for a fact if me and my babe ever get a house, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna tell him, okay, you stay the fuck outside real quick. I need to talk to the house.
Yeah.
And if he looks at me like, the hell you mean? You gonna see? I'm gonna tell the ghost, you start knocking shit out my hand, you gonna pay rent.
Yeah.
I ain't playing with you.
Well,
I
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm like, I may be a white woman, but motherfucker, you break my shit, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You ain't breaking my shit. Fuck you. I'm gonna find out where you buried and do something stupid.
You know what it is with me, Kat? What it is that I can't be angry with her because I'm literally in her house.
Yeah.
This was her property, her land where she lived, where she did everything. I'm an invader in her land, on her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to like get along with her, you know. I'll talk to her sometime when I'm in the kitchen. I'll let her know I'm only gonna be in here for a minute. I just gotta make something to eat. You know how I get, and then you know, it'll like the air will clear, or I'll talk to her, and you know, I don't worry, I ain't gonna leave it messed up like this for a little while. I clean it up. Don't worry, I got it. You know, like
Yeah.
I try to accommodate the things that I know that aggravate her. You understand? Like I try to make sure that listen, because like I could be in my room and all of a sudden you'll see the door creak open, like she'll check on me and stuff, you know, like you'll hear my door creak open out of nowhere, the door just out of nowhere. Like that's why I have to push it closed and have it locked because you can't unlock the door. Like she can't turn the knob and unlock it, but you'll just hear her come and push the door when it's slightly open, and then you'll hear the door just creak open. And then, you
I
know,
would hear that late at night. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to sleep. I got work in the morning. Close the door.
I just look up and say, I'm okay. You know, I just look up. I don't go through no changes. I just look up and say, I'm okay. When I hear the door creak like that, I know she just checking in on me, you know, because that was her job. You get what I'm saying?
Wait,
Like she was the lady of the house. She was the maid, the servant of the house. So this was her job. What she's doing is her job. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And I was
And
about to say, the way you're describing it, it's almost like a motherly grandmother type of figure.
yeah, she's
She's
doing
like,
her job. Yeah. Because if it was still a plantation or whatever type of customary house that it is, or it was, this would be what she does anyway. That's what she's accustomed to doing. She cooks. She's the cook. You know, she makes sure the house is straight. And, you know, I check on the people in the house. So I don't give her a hard time because I know that this is what she normally does.
yeah,
You know, like I'm taking her out of her comfort zone by being here.
yeah.
But by me being here, it gives her somebody to tend to. You know what I mean?
It's giving that soul its job,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like it was as a person.
So I don't really get angry with her. Nothing. The only time I get angry is if I have to be in the kitchen. We're getting better with that. You know, if I have to be in the kitchen for an extended amount of time, because if I'm in there for an extended amount of time, she know I'm cooking something real good. So she don't, you know, my stomach don't get sick like it would. But if I stay there too long, my head will start spinning and my stomach will get really, really sick. Like I'll get into almost a
A fetal
fainting.
position.
Yeah, like a fainting type of thing where I literally have to leave out of there and get away from there for like, 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because if I stay in there, I'll be like sick, like falling down, passing out sick. When I tell people this stuff, they think I'm absolutely nuts, but I'm telling like the truth, the butt naked. You know how you tell it. They're like, what the hell? Like, you serious? No, I'm dead serious. Like, this is not the first person. I remember, wait a minute, Cat, before I had to get off of this channel. I remember the first time my friends downstairs, they was like, we gonna try this right here. Like, so they had me try mesc, right? And I was in the bathroom for like 3 hours in there laughing at the wall. It was like, why is she in there? Like she is in there cracking up. I was throwing up bubbles and laughing at the wall. And they couldn't figure out what happened, but the wall turned into all these faces. Like there was like swirls on the walls.
Mhm.
You know how they have that paneling on the walls, it's all swirly and stuff in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But they wasn't it wasn't swirls anymore. The swirls turned into people. They were like people dancing all out. Like, what in the hell? You know how you start look out like, what in the hell? And it was funny because like they would just like spin and turn into something else, and it would be like another face there, and over here would be another face turn up. I was like, what in the hell? And
Yeah.
so after I had that effect, right?
Mhm.
Like maybe a couple years later, I seen it happen again. Like it would be a face over here. Like it made me notice. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
Like, it made me take notice stronger to stuff that I never paid attention to before. So that later on, I was looking like, oh, shoot, like, oh, there go another face right there. And then I came through Pennsylvania one time on my way from VA. And I was driving. It was like maybe 3 in the morning. Because I like to, like, leave out. So when I get there, it's early for the kids to be able to do whatever. And so I'm on my way through Pennsylvania where they had the battles that I saw all these soldiers standing across the road, girl. And it was like all this smog and fog, and all these soldiers was just standing across the road. The smog was the soldiers. I was like, oh my God. I never went that way again.
That was a battlefield.
Oh my God. You talking about something scary as hell? Like, the smog was the soldiers, though. I was like, oh my God, I never went that way again. Because I remember going through there like a couple of times and I never really paid it any mind. But I was like, why is it always foggy over here? Like, every time I come through here, it's like always foggy over here. But I had went through here like a certain time. It was like 3 something in the morning. And I'm telling you, the fog, the smog was the people. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. They were like standing across the road. And you know how when you see a deer,
Yeah, they're hypnotized on the lights.
Yeah, and I like went to do the swerve because I saw, oh my God. Oh my God, almost killed me and all the kids in the car. I was like, oh man, this is crazy. So when I try to explain this stuff to people, the stuff that I can really see and not just, pretend to be seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They think I'm absolutely nuts.
For me, if anybody says you're nuts because you see this shit, I'm like, I am mentally nuts, so ain't nothing new there. But I have to believe what my eyes are seeing.
Oh my God.
For me, like, for example, the house that I live in is the house that my aunt passed away in when I was helping take care of her with lung cancer. And then it's the house that my grandmother passed away in. So there's a lot of spirit still in this house, and I know it.
Yeah.
Like, when my grandmother was dying at one point, I told her, like, I could see her wings being made. I could see the color, I could see the shape. Most people think for me, most people think that their wings are going to be white. I see it as a color that represents them. With my aunt, she was so outdoorsy in craftsmanship, kind of, that it was a mixture of like a bit of a man color, but also that female color. So whatever color she had liked, it had that, but also all of the personalities that she loved, all mixed together as one color.
Yeah.
And with my grandmother, hers were pure gold. Because no matter who you were, she didn't care if you were related to us or not. You could call her mama. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When my godchild was around, she would say, "What mama girl doing?" Instantly. She was so happy. She would always say, "How's my baby girl doing?" All my friends would call her Granny. And I'm like, this is how I can see this shit.
Yeah.
Cause she's told me that when she was a kid, she was able to see that stuff too. But she didn't really want to keep seeing it. She saw it, but she was like, I don't want to keep seeing this because she was afraid at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is completely understandable because at that time you don't want to say you see this and then you end up being sent away for that crap. And when I told him, like, I can see the wings, I can see shadows. I could see that glimmer of like excitement, like you see it too.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandmother had that same look too. Yeah.
I had the evil eye bracelet, and I wore it day and night. I didn't give a fuck. And she always looked at it and always touched it, and just smiled.
Because she recognized you know how to protect yourself.
And then she saw my amethyst crystal that I had around my neck. She's like, "Where you got that from?" I'm like, "I got for Amazon for $1. It's $1. I'm gonna get it." I may have money, but I'm a cheap bitch. I'm gonna find shit for $1.
Yeah.
She was like, "You know what that represents?" I'm like, "It represents protection. It's protecting me and protecting my mental health and my energy and my pretty much my sanity that I barely got." But I'm like, "You want me to get you one?" And I could just see she lit up. But I knew if I got that for her, something was going to end up happening because one of her daughters, who had recently passed away along with my uncle, she tried to do voodoo, but it failed and went back on her.
It usually do. It usually do. When you know who people try to do root work on the most is the blessed and anointed, the highly favored of Lord. Those are the people that people try to take down. They don't need to take down people who are already down. You feel me? Like the people that they tried to when I was little, my same foster sister that I'm telling you about that saved my life, I saved her life when we was little. When we were in foster care, my foster mother was her adopted mother, but we had a foster father that was like terrible. Like, you know, he would like jump on her and fight her like a man. She was like the family slave, basically. The one that I told you just passed a couple months ago. She was like the family slave, but she was my mom's favorite child out of all the kids. Like that was my mom's baby. You know, like I met her before I even got into foster care, so I already knew her, right?
Yeah.
And how I got to know her from before those years was because they tried to jump her on our block one day, and my mom called me. I had to be like 11 years old, but I always been like a dangerous Dan. You know, that little badass little girl who might chop your head off, like last week when homeboy was getting smart and I had to chop his head off a little bit in the chat.
Sound like me.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, I get a little dangerous. You know, I'm the one that you call an enforcer. You know, I don't like that stuff. Stop. I'm one of those people. You know what I mean?
Oh, trust me, I witnessed it firsthand in Jeff's stream.
Yeah.
I witnessed it.
and so my mom came and got me to come help her because they was jumping her coming down from school. And so that's how I met her my first time, was helping her fight some people that was jumping her, right? And so later on, when I was in foster care with her, I realized that this girl is getting beat the hell out of, you know? And so I jumped on a foster father about her one time. And so, you know, it was like she was paying me back basically before she had to leave and go, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, brought me out of wherever I had got off on the wrong stop. But it gave me and her a chance to really have a great dialogue so that when her daughter was going through that sort of trauma, I was able to give it back to her daughter. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, no, like, nah, because your mom, and even the one that I told you I couldn't look at the funeral home, she came back to come and visit me with the same little silliness that would have been our way of dealing with each other. She came up with that little stinking walk of hers, and and as soon as I seen it, we just started laughing in the dream. All we could do was laugh at each other, like you was a fool. And, she came up with that same bad behavior,
Yeah.
And we just laughed about it in the dream. So, but when I try to explain this stuff and tell people this is what's happening around me, I'm not just in earthly form, but I am also in spirit realm at the same time. And it's daily. It's not something that just come and go. It's constantly, to the point where I try not to be around people because I really don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know how you know stuff about people, but you can't say it because, you know.
That's like whenever there's like people coming in, like Jeff's stream or in your chat or in my chat or my babe's chat. I'm like, something quickly just instantly is like, okay, this person's got good vibes, but I'm keeping my eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm just like, okay, this one's giving me bad vibes. I don't like it, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I want to be proven wrong before I jump the gun. And half the time I'm right. And I'm just like, I told you.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened later on in the end of all that with me and my stepfather, who actually believed me until the end, and then he started not believing me. But by the end, only because he had other people in his ear. You understand?
Yeah.
Because up until that point, we was tight, and then they got in his ear. The girl on his head got in his ear. I might say that again. The girl that was on top of his head got inside his ear. So it made me and him start arguing and fussing,
Yeah.
But in the end, all he could say was, "You so precise, you scare me." And I had been telling him and my mom stuff since little, like, "Mom, Dad, this and that." They know they ain't. But then I became a little angry little kid after a while because, I catch an attitude and want to snatch your throat out after you keep lying for a few minutes because I seen you before you did it. But you don't know I seen you before you did it. You understand what I'm saying, Kat?
Yeah.
Like, I saw you before you did it. No, I didn't. And I wasn't about to do that. And I did. Yes, the fuck you was. And if you keep playing with me,
we're going to have problems.
We're going to have a problem. And then everybody looking at me like the bad guy, not realizing that you're about to let the bad guy get away.
Yeah.
And then when they do something, everybody look back at me, and I'm standing there like you. I told y'all.
That's why when Jeff and the crew and I play Fortnite and they try to go get their lick back, I'm like, I ain't bringing you back. You gonna learn.
Yeah, because I told you already. I told you how this was going to go. I told y'all who they was because I saw them move before I saw their spirit move, before they moved.
Yeah.
And then I just look over like, what was that? That jerking. What the fuck was that? Wait a minute. Oh, here she go. You know what I'm saying, right, Kat?
Yeah. But breathe, girl. Breathe.
Oh, here she go. And then I'm looking around and don't nobody know me. Like, nobody know me yet. Like y'all, out of all the stuff that I've shown you, that's why I understand Jesus Christ so much, because out of all the stuff that he kept showing the disciples, they kept doubting him. And then he had one there called Doubting Peter. Peter just gonna doubt everything he say every time he say something. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always laugh at people like, I don't know how y'all can't believe that God is real and that Jesus was real or all this stuff. I can't believe how y'all don't understand that this stuff is real if it's taking place within us every day. Every day we walk up, we gonna find somebody with an issue of blood. They gonna want to reach out and grab us because they done did some shit on the low.
Mm-hmm.
And when we around, it make them healthy.
Yep. Oh,
You
trust
know
me.
what I'm
That
saying?
sound like my family right now.
I'm saying it. I'm saying something. You know. That's why I went snap, crackle, pop like that the other week. Cause look here, if somebody around trying to heal you, you don't be fighting the person trying to heal you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
And
don't
look,
think I don't see, cause I see that too.
the other week, if you're referencing what I think you're referencing, my mom had to come and check on me. Like, are you good?
Yeah, I was not feeling that at all. Like, don't be trying to fight somebody that's trying to heal you.
Yeah.
Like, cut that out. And then talking about I'm hurt. What the fuck? You stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
And,
you know, cut that
look,
out.
When he had called me, my mom was still in my room with me, and I asked her, I'm like, did I sound too harsh? Because I'm not big on confrontation. I don't care how you do me. I'm always going to end up untouched. That's how I look at it.
That's right. But I'm big on confrontation, even coming out of it unscathed. I'm gonna tell you right when you start the battle, I'm a warrior. Believe that. Like, you gonna have to battle me fucking hard.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out. Either just let's deal with each other on the up and up. We shouldn't even have to battle because that's not what love is about.
Yeah.
If we loving on each other, we ain't got time to be fighting.
Unless we play fighting. That one play fighting.
Yeah, no, unless we fuck fighting.
That too.
But yeah, it's some stuff, it's just some stuff that you guys might see. You guys experience me a lot more than a lot of people do because I'm with you guys in the morning and up when people are not up and moving. You know what I mean? So you get a chance. A little different silly side of me early in the morning, cooking and up doing silly stuff early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
But there's a side to me that I cannot tell a lot of people, even as I'm trying to tell a lot of people, Kat.
Yeah.
Like the same abilities that I've always had since a little girl. Same thing as you, and some people when they looking to get some money, they'll push one person and distract from another,
Oh, trust me, I know that one. That sounds like an ex.
Yeah, they'll push one thing and they'll distract from the other, to make it look like it's something different because we can't have you knowing. When I asked my dad, like as I got older and it got a little harder on me, I started talking to my dad about it more and more. And I was telling him, why didn't you tell me this when I was little? He said, Tosh, you've been like that since you was little. He said, you've been telling me and your mom stuff ever since you was a little girl. He said, your little eyes used to be the only thing woke. Sorry, cat. He said, you would be sitting there just watching everything go on. I said, I wasn't watching stuff go on. I was watching for what was up ahead of us.
Yeah.
Like when they would be driving home in the middle of the night, I would be little armrest watching everything. I would be watching the road to see what's ahead. So as me and my dad got older and we got into the little wild style a little bit together, that would be my thing. He would take me with him like, Tosh, come ride with me so that, I make it back home safe. Because I'm going to see it never happened. You feel me? So, like, as I got older, I started really kicking it with him, like the stuff that I would see. I never forget, after I got baptized, the Lord took me in a walk down the block, like, come and take a walk. So I was like, okay, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I'm walking down the block. I'm outside like 2:00 in the morning, cat, just walking. I ain't got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. I'm just walking. But I run up on my brother, my baby brother, and my sister-in-law, and they like, Tosh, where you going this time of morning? It's like 2:10, 2 something. I was like, I'm just walking. They're like, yeah, but where are you going? I'm just walking, like I'm just walking. Because I didn't know what the Lord was taking me to see, right?
Yeah.
But as I got closer to the boulevard where everybody was at, I started seeing the shadows come out. Like they was coming out of the buildings. That's how I know about the dark shadows and what I was telling you about the buildings where they lurk at me in the abandoned buildings and in darkness. I started seeing them seep out as I was coming through. And then I would walk past a person and I would be like, people that I knew my whole life. And I would say something to them and the other face would come out and be like, oh, what the hell? It scared me so bad, cat. Until the Lord told me, keep going all the way up the hill. All the way up until this place is called the Bluff. It's like a little area on the top of the mountain where you walk up. And so I walk all the way up to the bluff. And I'm standing there and my little cousin is in the car over here next to me. But I don't really realize that he's there. But I'm standing there and the Holy Spirit is saying to me, if you can't handle this, jump right now. And I stood there for about 3 minutes contemplating on jumping because it was so scary watching everything, seeing everything out of my eyes, Like it was so scary, but then I didn't. My cousin like, cuz, you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Everybody thought I had went crazy, but I couldn't even tell them that the Holy Spirit is guiding me and teaching me all this crazy stuff. And I don't even know how to explain it to y'all, all the stuff that's taking place with me. Like I want to tell y'all and I'm trying to tell you, but every time I tell you something, you tell me something different.
Yeah. That's why I'm the type of friend, like, if you gonna try and explain something to me, I'm gonna be like, I may not understand what you're trying to say, but deep down is like, I know what you're saying,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kat. So that turned into, like I was telling Les J last week, after a while it turned into, Lord, please take these visions from me. Like, please take this from me. And I went to sleep and woke up and I went from having 20/20 vision to damn near being able to see. I could barely see. I went from having 20/20 vision, but I prayed on it, I prayed for it, for real. Lord, please take this vision from me. I didn't say vision. I was saying vision. My vision went instead. But what happened is that now that I see people, I can't really see them like before. He didn't take the visions from me. He took the vision of having to see. So now I don't see them like before. I literally have to be looking at them in order to see what's coming off of them. I can't see them like that anymore. So it was, by taking my vision, it did help the vision,
Yeah.
Because now it's not as destructive. It's not as distracting. You know what I mean? Because like it used to come at me like as people be walking toward me to come at me like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
And I would see all the stuff on them all at once. And when you see that, you got to help. That's the one thing that people don't know about being in the spirit like that, is when God show you those people, you got to help.
Yeah.
So after a while, it was just so tiring having to, like I helped a lot of people and then I was so tired like tired to the brink of death, tired, you know?
Yeah.
So now that I don't see as much, I don't do as much, you know, like the Lord had brought me through that. I passed the test. I received 3 crowns so far. That's why when y'all be saying my crown in the game, I be over here cracking up laughing because I received 3 crowns so far.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, okay, so there's 5 or 6 crowns. I got 3 of them so far. So I mean, I'm doing something right.
I have no idea if I have crowns. I'm just like, give me a pebble. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. Those be tests that you have to go through in the spirit, you know? And your reward is like crowns, like crown of integrity, crown of, you know, loyalty, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you get certain crowns. The Lord bless you. I didn't even know what they were when I woke up. I had to look it up. When I woke up and the crown was on my head, I had to look it up. Like I'm telling you, and then what I tell people, like God is a funny dude. Like he'll have you laugh. He do. If you notice my other channel, which is the same channel, but sometimes it's not on the radio station channel, right?
Yeah.
I'll come in with another theme song, and it goes, step into the world, step into the light. You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, step into the light. And that's how the other song starts off, you know? But
Yeah.
it was like that when I after I got my crown. The Lord told me to step through these doors right here. So I got up and I went toward this big, huge doors, like with these big wooden knockers on them. And like I'm pulling the door open, but as I'm pulling the door open, you hear step into the light. And this was right after I got crowned, you know, step out of you're into the light. I hit the damn ground. So it's one of my favorite little things, you know, mentally to keep myself remembering who you are. You know? So when I hear you guys say we're gonna get a crown, we're gonna get it, I be over here tickled like a motherfucker, like I hear you, Lord. And so, you know, I keep my favor over y'all on that page more than I do any other page, you know?
Yeah.
That you understanding me now, right?
Yeah.
So that's why my favor be over y'all like that, you know. And I be over there tell y'all I'm trying to bring y'all some good luck real quick. Bring y'all some good luck real quick.
Like how you say I'm the secret sauce to the group.
Yeah. Now you know the ancient Chinese secret.
You need to have a little bit of a Cajun kick to it, even if it's in your ass.
Yeah, now you understand what my secret is and why I be moving like I move and why I do like I do is because I be seeing something already, like even with the artists and they don't even know, you know. But I be seeing something already, like if they'll something on them will sparkle or do a dance or something, and then I look over like, oh, okay, you know. That's how I'm always able to pick a star because I can see the shine on them. The shine that other people can't really see. You, if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, okay, you good. You okay, I see you. You know. I see you. They don't know what that mean. Only me and you know what that mean, and whoever else can watch the damn broadcast. Let me get off of here, cat.
Before you go,
appreciate you for taking up my show time. I'm gonna switch names out because that wasn't Michelle. That was KAJUNKAT in the building. Cat, please tell them where they can find you, what to look for, and what you do.
Well, for one, I am a mental health advocate. As someone who deals with mental health on a day-to-day basis and takes a lot of fucking medication for it to keep me out of jail and the loony bin. Yeah. I'm big on doing mental health. I play video games. I can't really go to work as much as I want to, which is weird for people, apparently. I don't know why. I try to bring positivity wherever I go. Even if I'm having a very fucking shitty day, I'm still trying to make people laugh because I've always believed that one little bit of laughter or a smile can brighten up somebody's day.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're just waving at them with a positive attitude, it brings that spirit that they have in them. It shows them like, hey, this person is having a great day, but they might be dealing with something that's not so good.
That's right.
That the pain is only temporary. And you just gotta go with the flow.
I like that little laugh you got. That junk be having me cracking up.
Or when I go,
this little bad little girl laugh. I said, you know, she just did some shit by her laugh.
Just a little. I also do anime voices and different voices as well.
That's a good thing to shop. You need to shop that a little bit more. I think you would be great at it.
I'm good at doing a Pikachu voice.
Yeah, you would be great at some of them voices. I'm telling you, that little laugh is hilarious as hell. Yeah, that little laugh is everything. It makes my day. Thank you, my baby sister, Honey Pie, for coming in and filling up that spot for me. I so appreciate you, Kat.
Of course.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
And I'm holding Roberto to something too.
That's right.
No.
Me too.
Babe, if you are in here and you watching, I'm holding my word to you.
Me too. All right. All right.
All righty.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite little baby sisters in the online sphere, Miss KAJUNKAT in the building, and you guys can catch her on KAJUNKAT on her channel where she goes live. She's a gamer and one of a great gamer at that. And she said, meow. That's my bad little baby sis in the neighborhood. and she's awesome. As you guys can see, she's such an awesome individual. We just got along immediately from the start. And I'm glad that she came up because, you know, there's not too many people you can tell this crazy stuff to and get them to understand where you're coming from. So, you know, I'm glad to have my other not so mental sister in the building. And on that, y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Thanks for coming through. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And we out. We out. Y'all know how we do.
Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speed up. Anonymous activity, Bobby B stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and eat up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speaker.